All right, well, she may have finished just short of getting the Mirror Ball trophy on Dancing with the Stars, but she is back to business and focused on the fight game. Welcoming back Paige VanZant joining us here, and it's really great to see you, and congratulations. We'll get into the DWTF stuff in just a moment, but first, of course, we know Joanna, Claudia, the coaches, strawweights.
Yep.
Who are you pulling for in this one? Because they're both such great fighters.
This is tough, especially, I watched their fight. It was a split decision. It was a close fight, but I really believe Joanna's got it. Yeah. And that's what I've been going for the whole time. They're both amazing fighters, and that's a fight just because I'm a fan of the sport I want to watch again, and it was so close. I feel like they owe it to us to throw down one more time, but they're both amazing, and I'm excited for that fight. Yeah.
Would you be open to coaching on The Ultimate Fighter at some point?
Of course, I would love to. I never got to have my Ultimate Fighter experience, so I feel like maybe it's my turn.
Well, we should talk about that because as the story is, you wanted to be on it, but you weren't quite old enough to be on the show yet. Mm-hmm. So take us through that. How frustrating was it to not be on it?
It was a big letdown, of course. I tried to look at it as a blessing in disguise. I didn't have to go into the house. I got to stay with Team Alpha Male for a longer period of time and get ready for my UFC debut, which I had a pretty dominant UFC debut. Well, it was a good fight. It was a great fight. I got fight of the night. So it was a blessing in disguise, but at the same time, I would have loved to be on the show. I got the phone call to be on The Ultimate Fighter when I was 19. I knew in the back of my mind that you had to be 21 to be on the show, but I was like, hey, maybe Dana's making an exception for me. Yeah. But unfortunately not. So hopefully moving forward, that's something I can plan for.
Well, you're not doing too bad there, Paige.
Thank you.
Your last fight was against Rose Namajunas. We haven't seen you since then. Any plans for another fight? Are you hearing anything?
Yeah, I definitely am talking fights already. That's something I was actually talking throughout the duration of Dancing with the Stars because I didn't know. What if I got eliminated week 1? What if I got eliminated week 4? I wanted to keep my options open so I could fight on UFC 200, which I ended up staying on Dancing with the Stars until the finale, which was amazing. It was a great experience. So I had to postpone a fight by a little bit of time, but I definitely am jumping headfirst back into training. I'm not going to, of course, take a fight until I'm ready and until I've had a full, amazing fight camp with my teammates, but I'm focused on fighting at this point.
Well, we know there are two Jessicas squaring off at 199. Yes. Andrade is coming down to 115. Jessica Penne is taking her on. How do you feel about the division right now? Because you've been able to just sort of observe slightly from the outside right now. What are you thinking right now?
That's a great fight. The two Jessicas squaring off. I think Jessica Penne, she came up from atomweight, so her fighting someone that's coming down, we'll have to see if that affects her. But at the same time, I am so happy with the way the strawweight division is turning out. There's so many talented fighters. Now opening up the 125 division, we're gonna have the first fight at 125, and then we just had a fight at a catchweight of 140. So it's so exciting that women's MMA is blowing up this much. It's amazing to see.
Let's talk about the flyweight division. Is that a division that you think maybe you could compete in the future? Or
it is. It definitely is. If I was gonna move weight classes, it would be the flyweight division. I would never go anywhere else. I feel like I'm not big for a strawweight, but I can't cut any more weight than I do. And at the same time, I feel very comfortable at strawweight. So if I were to change, eventually go up to flyweight, but right now I'm very comfortable as a strawweight.
Speaking of your situation on Dancing with the Stars, being in that training, we were talking about this off camera, how long your days are. Was there anything, that you could take from that kind of training that translates into what you would be doing for fighting?
Gosh, it was just the determination. I feel like I put 100% effort into absolutely anything I do, and I was focused on Dancing with the Stars because that was the opportunity that was in front of me, and I wanted to do the absolute best that I could. And since I made it to the finale, I know I brought a lot of fans over to the UFC that didn't know what it was, and they're like, wow, she's a UFC fighter. It's so weird, and to bring fans over to MMA and to the UFC, it was great. It's a blessing.
You saw Chuck Liddell and Randy Couture on the program, though, didn't you?
I did. Chuck Liddell came and supported me at one of my shows. It was amazing to have him here. I have such support from the UFC, and he thought I did pretty good.
Yeah, Chuck did great while he was there too. You know what I mean? Good for him for going.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, well, listen, if you could choose any fighter on the roster right now to compete on Dancing with the Stars, who would you want to see let loose on the dance floor?
Gosh, I got asked this. I've been asked this before, and it's like, I see Uriah, of course, going for one of my teammates, but Uriah's got the personality for it. He'd be hilarious on the show.
Does he have the moves, Paige?
Yeah. That's questionable. I've seen him in the club. I don't know if he has the moves, but he's got the personality. The other person, Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
He's definitely, you know,
Well, he's nice and flowy, Ken.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is true. Movement.
I
He's
could
got
see him.
movement.
I could see him doing well on the
Yeah.
show.
I think Wonder Boy would do okay as well.
Yeah,
because he could actually
Yeah.
pull off the kicks and stuff. You know what? You mentioned this a moment ago about the support that you got, but how did it feel for you? You know, you looked out. Sometimes Dana was there, Chad
Yeah.
Mendes was there, Uriah was there, and there was so much love. And there was that video. Rose was wishing you well. You know, there
Yeah.
really was this outpouring from your own fight community. How good did that feel? For you?
That felt amazing. I would say that was actually the best part of the whole experience for me, is seeing how much support I had from the UFC and from the UFC fighters, and have a little collaborative video of everyone wishing me good luck from the UFC, and that like made me start bawling, like, because I already missed
That's
fighting
cool.
enough, and I wanted to be back in this world. So it was nice to get that from them, and especially have Rose, like, have so much support from someone that I fought, have her send in a video, and she got to be in my package of Dancing with the Stars. Like, having that much respect between fighters is amazing, and I mean, I wish all the best for her.